This video will be a follow-up / part 2 to my recent video on Prospekt. If you haven't seen it, be sure to watch it now, as otherwise none of what I'm talking about here will make sense. This video will basically be some extra info, some corrections, and I will show you an entirely new opposing force sequel mod that looks really promising that I didn't mention in the Prospekt video. But first, I'll get into some corrections. So perhaps you saw me say this in the video. The writing is done alright in these, I guess, although I can never forgive the G-Man actually being called the G-Man in one sequence.
Hey Palms, you seen that weird G-Man walking around lately?
G-Man is literally just a name for the NPC. His actual name is unknown and nobody would ever think to themselves to call a mysterious guy in a suit the G-Man. They say G-Man like he went up to them and introduced himself by saying,
"Hello, I am Shephard."
As a few of you have pointed out, I was wrong here. The word G-Man is an actual word. The word has mostly fallen out of fashion in the last 20 to 30 years, but it was commonly used by soldiers back in the day to refer to people of the government. While I still think it sounds kinda weird to hear G-Man actually being called so, this is probably simply due to me just having learned that word after only connecting it to the G-Man of Half-Life for like 10 years. And I'll eventually get used to it, as it does definitely make sense in this conversation. This also leads straight into my next point. These conversations are actually based on Shephard's diary. Shephard's diary are a few stories that were included in the game's manual in physical copies. There are a total of 5 journal entries. These are quite short, so I'll be reading them off now. May the 3rd. Another typically hellish day at base camp. I'll be glad when this is over and I can get assigned a mission. There has been this really weird P.C.V spotted at the base. Rumor is he's from some government branch looking to recruit. Others say he's with some secret research group. I would jump at the chance to join. It would be cool just for a change and the adventure. May the 7th. I finally saw the government guy today. I am not sure he's a G-Man, but he was wearing a really uptight suit and carrying a briefcase. He looked more like a lawyer or insurance agent to me. I did notice him checking me out. Several times throughout the day I spotted him just watching me during training. I wonder what he's up to. May the 9th. For weeks our drills have been the same crap day after day. Today we assemble for the morning run and our drill instructor tells us that we have 1 week to become experts at indoor strategic combat. We will be spending every day this week at the combat simulation facility. As far as I know, this is a specialized training not taught in the boot camp. What I want to know is if this is to test our ability to adapt or if we are being ready for a specific mission. Time will tell. May the 12th. The rumors have been flying since our indoor combat training began. Most of my peers are convinced that we are being primed for a mission. No one can agree what the mission is. I have heard the name Black Mesa facility thrown around a lot, but I have no information about the place. The rumors are that some top secret research is going on there. Doesn't sound too exciting to me. May 15th. The rumor has been confirmed. We are being trained for a mission at the Black Mesa facility. All I know is that the place is being used by scientists who are doing some kind of new research. I can't imagine what we will be needed for. We were told today to be ready in case it happens tomorrow. I don't know what it is, but the whole thing is a little strange. I kind of hope it doesn't happen. The mission doesn't seem to have much excitement potential. I'd rather hold out for something with more likelihood of combat. As we can see, the G-Man is actually called the G-Man in opposing force lore. So yeah, apologies for my mistake. This doesn't have all that much to do with our Prospekt video, but the information we get out of these diaries is really interesting. G-Man, from all we can tell, very much planned the resonance cascade, which was obvious before but now it's really made clear. And already planned a week beforehand that the HECU will be arriving. The scientists completely oblivious to this. I love little pieces of lore like this. This was not the new info I have, I will get into that in a bit, but first I get into some minor corrections in my video. Some people have pointed out that Half-Life DK was also only released on the PlayStation 2, which is another reason a lot of people haven't played it, which I originally stated to be due to Half-Life fans not having friends. I still stand by my point though. I also made a bit of a mistake by saying that Prospekt and Hunt on the Freeman are the only paid unofficial Half-Life games on Steam. Black Mesa is also an unofficial Half-Life game, so that one also counts. So there are actually 3 paid unofficial Half-Life games on Steam. I stated that no weapons were changed in Prospekt. However, the AR2 ammo capacity was actually changed from 90 to 150, when including the loaded mag. A bit of a bigger point is that people were saying it makes sense that the P.C.V armor can actually charge from combine charges. While it is true that it is in fact mentioned in the opposing force training camp that any charging device can be used,
your P.C.V is able to recharge from battery power, or it can interface and recharge with commercial, military, and HEV charging stations.
and that you can actually use HEV charging stations throughout the game, I still very highly doubt that a military vest was able to adapt to Combine technology. Dr. Kleiner mentioned that he actually went ahead and added compatibility for Combine charging stations to the HEV suit.
I've modified your suit to draw power from Combine energy outlets, which are plentiful wherever they patrol.
If even the HEV suit had to be modified, why would a P.C.V vest be able to just accept it with no problem? It's alien technology, which is most likely very different from the simple P.C.V and P.C.V chargers. But again, as I said in my video, I'm fine with this personally. I mainly criticize the fact that you receive the P.C.V vest out of nowhere as soon as you pick up the crowbar. Now to the main extra info that I found out about, which is sad news unfortunately. As I mentioned in the video, the game is still in development, it's not finished yet, which I simply figured from all the regular updates they were posting up until the end of 2018. What I found out though is that Richard Seabrook, the main dev of the game, left behind the team to go do other stuff. I have to be clear though, my only sources for him fully leaving the project is a couple of comments on my video, and of course the lack of new update posts. I wasn't able to find any posts of Richard stating this, or posts by other developers. If any of you in the comments know some sources though, I'll be sure to put them in the description and in my pinned comment. Also, if Richard Seabrook himself decides to respond and give an update, I'll be sure to pin that comment, but I don't think that's likely to happen. In retrospect, reading the update he posted, you can kinda see this was evident to happen. He mentioned that he started working on his second title, and that it is time to start moving on as an artist and designer. He said that this does not mean he will stop working on Prospekt. After the final development related post dropped, the actual final post dropped in 2020, which was a very short post about the price dropping until further notice while they work on the game to expand it and improve it, which thus far never happened. They have a ton of new maps ready, models, stories. The game was seemingly shaping up to be a lot better of a game. Sadly, all of these images you're seeing now will most likely never see the light of day. While perhaps Richard Seabrook may return someday to Prospekt, even if he only returns to assign a new lead developer, which would be enough, because it seems like the team really wanted to continue working on Prospekt and make it into an actual really great Half-Life game. There's nothing we can do now but hope. I also wanted to shout out another mod that aims to be a continuation of Opposing Force. It's called Urban Chaos. This is a description of the mod on ModDB. The mod takes place in the eve of the 7-hour war. Fighting against bloodshedding synths and frightening aliens, Adrian Shephard has to struggle his way with his fellow comrades from the Phoenix Command, with the main objective of stopping the construction of a combined citadel. In his journey, he will find what has happened to the world, moments before the 7-hour war. The mod first started development in 2012, and didn't post anything for 9 years. They came back with a post stating that they were not suffering from any problems Opposing Force 2 mods usually have, basically being that they never finished due to lack of a team or a good story. This mod was previously known as simply Opposing Force 2. This mod failed back then, and all assets got released on GitHub. Opposing Force 2 included a ton of new weapons, also a ton of new enemies, some from Half-Life 1 like the Hound Eye or pit drones from Opposing Force. Also some cut enemies like chargers, which were cut from Half-Life 1, or some like this weird synth soldier, which are completely new. It seems like most of these will be brought back in Urban Chaos. Some people on the ModDB page seem skeptical about this mod, only time will tell. I will link the YouTube channel in the description, check it out, there are some pretty cool videos on there. So yeah, I think everything regarding any kind of Opposing Force sequel is now told. If Urban Chaos ever releases, I will be sure to make a video on it. I want to take a moment to really thank you guys for watching and all the nice comments you guys give. The Half-Life community was a big part of my childhood and I'm very thankful to be able to give back to it. And I'm very thankful that there are people out there that take the time to watch my videos. It's really a dream come true. Thank you so much, seriously. So yeah, check out my other videos, and otherwise, I very much thank you for watching.